Hey, quick question for you. What would you do if you woke up one morning, opened your front door, and saw a living, crawling red carpet, stretching as far as the eye could see? We're talking millions of crabs. Yes, actual crabs. Swarming over roads, flooding hiking trails, blocking highways, sneaking into houses and piling on top of each other like some wild seafood apocalypse. Would you freak out? Call pest control? Or maybe grab some garlic butter in a pot? Well, hold that thought, because what you're about to learn will completely flip your expectations upside down. By the end of this video, you'll understand why, even with all that free crab walking around, Australians don't eat them and never will. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button to join the super stubborn animal family and watch till the very end, because there's a moment in this story that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about crabs, nature, and survival. There's an island out there. And no, it's not a seafood paradise or the setting for some bizarre monster movie where the ground itself moves. Not metaphorically, literally. Every single year, this island is completely overrun by red crabs. So many, in fact, that driving down the street without crushing one is basically impossible. Sidewalks, flooded, lawns, overrun, schools, shops, even hotel lobbies. All fair game. You'd think with so much food crawling around, someone, anyone, would be scooping them up, bagging them, boiling them, and turning a profit. But oddly enough, that's not happening. Nobody's eating these crabs. Nobody's even bothering to pick them up. It's almost like they're sacred. But they're not. Not in the religious sense, anyway. This bizarre phenomenon plays out on Christmas Island, located nearly 930 miles off the coast of mainland Australia and just south of Indonesia. It's a remote, forest-covered paradise with one very peculiar resident, the Christmas Island red crab, and about 100 million of them, to be exact. These crimson-colored crustaceans live most of the year underground. They're solo creatures happy to dig their own little burrows in the soil and quietly munch on dead leaves. But then, come October or November, the rains arrive. And when that first heavy rain hits, the crabs get their marching orders. Millions of them, young and old, pour out of the forest and start one of the most spectacular migrations on the planet. Not to escape danger, not to flee a predator, but to mate. This epic journey takes them all the way to the ocean's edge. Male crabs arrive first, scouting the beaches and digging out special burrows where the females will eventually lay their eggs. Then the females follow, navigating a treacherous path filled with cars, predators, dehydration, and hot asphalt. The streets look like something straight out of a horror movie. But instead of zombies, it's crabs. Tiny red bodies flowing like lava, and it doesn't matter what's in their way. Fences, sidewalks, cars, buildings, nothing stops them. It's instinct. It's survival. And here's the thing. People don't fight back. In fact, they help. Local officials and volunteers spend weeks building overpasses, underpasses, and miles of temporary crab fences to guide these determined little soldiers away from danger and safely toward the coast. It's like a crab highway system. Now, you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble for a bunch of crabs? Why not just let nature take its course? Or better yet, cook them up and make use of the protein? Well, here's the catch. Red crabs are crucial to the island's ecosystem. They're like the janitors of the forest. By feeding on fallen leaves, fruits, and seedlings, they help keep the forest floor healthy, prevent disease, and recycle nutrients. Their burrowing even aerates the soil, so when red crab populations dip, and they sometimes do, the entire island suffers. But that's not the only reason they're not eaten. The real kicker? They taste terrible. Red crabs are mostly water, like 96% water. You'd get more nutrition from a soggy kitchen sponge. Plus, they're small, they spoil fast, and they have a weird flavor that doesn't resemble the crab you're used to. So basically, not only are they essential, they're inedible. Now, as if these poor crabs didn't already have enough to deal with, they've got another enemy. And this one's much smaller, but far more deadly. Meet the yellow crazy ant, an invasive species accidentally introduced to the island. They form massive colonies, sometimes covering entire acres, and when the ants find a crab, it's over. They swarm. They spray formic acid into the crab's eyes and joints, paralyzing it. The crab can't see, can't move, can't escape. Then the ants eat it alive. Experts estimate that these ants have already killed 10 to 15 million red crabs. It's brutal. So to save the crabs, scientists are getting creative. They're now introducing a tiny Malaysian wasp to fight back against the ants. Not by killing them, but by outcompeting them for food. It sounds risky, and honestly, it is. Remember Australia's cane toad disaster? Yeah, that was also supposed to be a solution. But this time, scientists say they've done their homework. They promise the wasps won't hurt other species. Only time will tell if it works, or if it becomes yet another lesson in what not to do with invasive species. While all this is happening on Christmas Island, down in southern Australia, another bizarre crab phenomenon unfolds. Every winter, tens of thousands of giant spider crabs gather in the shallows to molt. They pile up in massive clusters, sometimes taller than a person, shedding their old shells in synchronized waves. It looks like a horror movie come to life, like a living mountain of armored legs and claws. And this time, people do eat them. During molting, the crabs are soft and defenseless. It's their most vulnerable state, but that's exactly when fishermen swoop in. Thousands are pulled from the water each day during peak molting season. So many, in fact, that environmentalists are sounding alarms. Animal rights groups have started petitions to ban crab harvesting during molting, arguing that it causes irreparable damage to crab populations. And just when you thought it couldn't get weirder, dolphins have entered the chat. In Western Australia, dolphins have been spotted stealing bait from crab traps. They figured out how to flip the traps, reach inside, and snack on the bait before the crabs even get there, outsmarting both the crabs and the fishermen. So let's bring it back to the big question. Why will Australia never eat these red crabs? Because they're not dinner. They're guardians of an entire ecosystem. Because they taste awful, offer little reward, and mean everything to the survival of their environment. Because sometimes protecting life means choosing not to consume it, even when it's crawling all around your feet. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes the story of these crabs so special. If you found this video fascinating, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to Super Stubborn Animal for more wildlife stories that surprise, shock, and leave you thinking. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and stay stubborn.